Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Aunt Becky. I'm Mimi.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Daniel.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. Oh, you know it's gonna be a good day when you can already hear the donkeys screaming. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see ya. To get ourselves started off, we are down with our bush hog chopper. In our last video, we were able to get everything taken apart, and we did get the bearing out. Now comes the difficult part of figuring out the size of the bearing. Actually, that shouldn't be too difficult. We can just look in a book and it should be able to tell us, especially for this unit. But then we're gonna have to run and pick it up, which, I mean, it's wintertime. Everybody loves the driving jobs. So once we finally do pick up that bearing, we'll be able to get that fixed. If you guys remember the last field of corn that we were working on, the field where we kept getting stuck. Now, the interesting thing about that ground that we were farming is that we did not own it. It was rented ground. And we haven't had an opportunity to cut all the corn stalks that we have there. We went through with the harvester, but that leaves some stubble behind. And ultimately, when you go over the top with the bush hog, it cleans it up really nice and it makes it look really nice, and it adds to breaking down that debris. All that corn stubble then breaks down and goes into the soil and starts to add nutrients. And they're planning on using that field this year, so we really want to get that trimmed off for them. Again, this is a day where the farm market is not open, so we don't have to worry about that. But that does not mean there is nobody working inside today. For example, we have got Grammy in here and it looks like she's doing some cleaning. Is this spring cleaning?
I'm getting an early start on spring cleaning.
You can see she's got everything torn apart in here, but hey, you gotta clean. And then what are you ladies working on back here?
Just bagging up everything.
So how did everything go with taking care of the animals this morning?
Was good. No problems.
The calves didn't give you any issues?
No, just Daniel. He showed up late for work again.
Dad just got here early.
I beat everybody to work and I have to drive to work, so I'm proud of myself.
I was actually the last one to work, but I was working up at the house.
Everybody's working, but I want to say something first. I was in the house at 7 o'clock looking at parts books trying to figure out how to get the chopper apart.
Even though everybody is working, we are running into a pretty big problem. And this is a problem we haven't had in a really long time. And we didn't expect to have that problem this year. When it comes to taking care of animals, there are many different aspects that you really have to keep a close watch on. We think about the animals themselves. We want them to be healthy. We think about the feed, the silage that we give them. We want to make sure that they're getting plenty to eat and that they're actually using all of the material that we put in. I think a no-brainer is water. We want to make sure that we have plenty of fresh water for our animals and that our pastures and fencing are up to date, which we do have a little trouble with fencing, but we're not going to be talking about that today. The issue we're going to be discussing is bedding. Now, why is bedding so important? Well, right off the bat, it helps to keep everything dry, which adds to good health for our animals. Not only does it keep everything dry, it keeps it soft, and it looks nicer. The type of bedding that we use is sawdust. Now, this particular sawdust that we use is great at wicking up moisture for many different reasons. Probably the biggest reason, the place where we get our sawdust from, they dry all their wood in a kiln, so it's very, very dry. The company that we get the sawdust from makes a lot of wood flooring, and the byproduct of the flooring is sawdust, and they make a lot of it. But you're probably thinking, Andrew, if they make so much flooring, why is your sawdust shed empty? Well, the same way us farmers try and do things bigger and better, they decided that they were going to put another line in at their plant. So they had to shut down for a little bit. And because they've been shut down, we haven't been able to pick up any sawdust, which isn't that big of a deal because we made sure to grab some extra before the shutdown. But now here's a new problem. They haven't opened back up yet, which means there might have been some issues in getting the new line set up. So that's where the big uh-oh comes in. Uh-oh, how are we gonna bed up our animals? Before we use sawdust, we just use regular ordinary wheat straw, rye straw, or oat straw. And if push comes to shove, fortunately, we have a barn that is full of straw. However, we're able to sell all of our straw every year, and we sell it for around $6 a bale. So our straw crop is a nice chunk of profit that we're able to pull from every year. So does that mean we're gonna be in trouble? Probably not. We like selling the straw because it adds to the extra profit, but we also like making sure that all of our animals are comfortable and taken care of. To help you understand why our rye crop is so important to us, we put a few clips together from our rye harvest over this summer, and I hope you enjoy. One of the biggest things we do here in Northeast Pennsylvania is planting a cover crop. Now, we enjoy planting a cover crop for a few reasons. This particular cover crop is called rye. Now, rye is something we enjoy using because one, it's really powerful in fighting against erosion, which as a matter of fact is a really big problem here in Northeast Pennsylvania because of the high winds we can receive and because of all the hills. The second reason is the byproduct of this rye is something called rye straw. Now, as we go through and mow, ted the straw, and then rake it, or windrow it, as you can see in the video, we then come through with a baler and we bale it into small square bales. Now, we sell these small square bales to a variety of people: contractors, golf courses, home gardeners, or anybody that is planting grass. And we sell these bales for $5 a piece. Now, that may not sound like a lot to you, but after we go through this field and bale up all those small square bales, it really starts to add up. And when you have a family as large as ours, you need to find small streams of revenue like that to help keep everybody moving forward. Cover crop is a very important thing, and we want to protect our beautiful landscape. That's why we enjoy planting it, and we also enjoy the extra revenue. And that brings us to today. We just got finished with windrowing the day before, and we are now getting prepared to stack all of the straw inside this barn. Now, we've used this barn many times, and we always enjoy working together as a family, but this can be a difficult job, especially on a hot day. And we were fortunate, today was not too hot. Right now you can see my dad loading the bales onto the elevator up into the barn. We really enjoy that piece of equipment. It is a lifesaver. Up inside the barn we have myself, Matthew, Joel, and Gavin, and we all work together to throw the bales and stack them. Right now you can see a sped up clip of about 250 bales being loaded off the first wagon. Now, this was a lot of work, and the sped up clips don't help you to appreciate how much really goes into it. By the end of this wagon we were pretty tired, but we knew there was a second wagon coming. Now, there is a special way to stack the bales so that your pile doesn't fall over. And fortunately enough, we didn't have to worry about leaving any open spaces. Right now, Dad is bringing in the second wagon, and we have to make sure that it is just perfect for unloading. Here we are again, stacking even higher. Now, the tallest part of this barn is about 25-30 feet, and we stack all the way to the top. Now, the whole time we were here stacking, Daniel was with the baler, continuously baling the straw. So we had to work fast so that we could get prepared for the next wagon. Right now the machine is gathering the straw, compacting the bales, knotting them, and then shooting them onto the wagon. And all of this was possible because we decided to plant a cover crop. We have called them and let them know that whenever they have sawdust, that would be happy to come and pick it up. But for now, we're gonna have to make do with what we've got. We do have a couple bucketfuls of sawdust here, and this should be good for bedding up another time or two. But we're really gonna have to start thinking about what we're gonna do if we can't get more loads of sawdust brought in. So when it comes to bedding, that has been something that has been on our mind. Fortunately, everything has been going smoothly. We try not to worry too much here on the farm. I think we've used that phrase quite a bit, but it's still good to be prepared. Nothing wrong with being prepared. Ooh, everybody looking nice and comfy. What's up? What's up, girl? Here's one of our newest little babies. Hey, how we doing today? Looking cute. Hey! Maybe you'd understand this. One of my cows was laying down like flat in the sunshine. It looked real comfortable. Didn't look good. I had to yell. He's okay. Picked his head up and looked at me. We're back down in the shop. The boys were working on the chopper. Daniel, what did you figure out?
We should just buy a new one.
We just had to hit it harder with the hammer and it came apart.
I still think we should get a new one.
These boys these days only wanting new toys. Did you see Callie's new toy? She got a tractor and a skid loader. Actually, the tractor's the same size as Lefty's. Huh, where's Lefty? He's lost. Again.
We went to Florida and there was corn and we just never found him again. In the last video, we took most of it apart. Today, we had to get the drive shaft out of the inside of the gearbox. to get to the bearing, and today we just hit it harder with a hammer. Yep, sometimes you got to do that.
This is the shaft we pulled out, so we got to get her cleaned up and get the bearings. Bearing sits up here, and bearing sits back here, and we need a seal. Or. Not that kind of seal, Daniel. Daniel, do we go to the bush hog dealer, or do we go out here to the bearing place and try to piece it all together at Bearings and Drives?
I would like to say we piece it all together real quick, but I think we need to go get the right parts.
He's so smart.
So we ended up doing a little running around this morning. Got some things moved around, but now it is lunchtime. Alrighty. Let's see what Grammy is making. Ooh, we have got ham, egg, and cheese bagels. Check it out. That looks delicious. Now here's someone who's been working hard. How have the horses been today?
They have been good.
What about the donkeys? So today was a little different. I really didn't have too much going on. Besides a few odds and end jobs that we were getting taken care of and helping the girls in the farm market, it just wasn't that busy of a day. And that's the way winter is sometimes. But now we're heading up to the house to see what we're having for dinner. All right, Grammy, what are we having for dinner tonight?
Ham slices and corn and coleslaw.
Hey, you dropped this. This is yours. There you go. Oops. Thank you. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. As you can see, we now have got everybody out at the table, minus my wife. She's not feeling 100%, so she's not coming out for dinner. But everybody else is out here, so you guys know what that means. This is where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.